By coming here today, I followed Ralph Waldo Emerson's advice. Some time ago I read I read a selection of his essays. And in one of the texts, there were two words that really stuck with me. Obey thyself. And it just really resonated with me, it just makes sense. When you're hungry, you eat. When you're tired, you rest. You obey yourself. Because that's part of yourself. And today I did the same thing. Just regarding a different thing. I just really wanted to get out in nature again. And then I remembered that I had this idea for a video where I would mention this quote, obey thyself. I really want to share that idea. I think we all know, these talks about, be yourself and don't let society dictate who you should be, and, don't let other people tell you what's good and bad for you. But those things are true, but at the same time, when you say obey yourself, to me it seems a little more to that fundamental level. Obeying yourself can definitely mean not doing what other people tell you to do. But it can also mean to definitely do what other people tell you to do. Sometimes someone's just important to you, and then they say, hey, I'd really like you to do this, and then you do it because you care about them. But then it's still you that decides that you will do that thing. I also realize that people don't like the word obey as much anymore. So personally, I just kind of changed it to follow yourself. To anyone who read Nietzsche, that sounds familiar probably as well. I'm really enjoying just sitting here. What else would I need to do? Just sitting somewhere and enjoying the scenery and the sounds, it can't really get more wholesome than that, I think. Maybe sharing it with people, that experience, maybe that can be more wholesome, or just in general, if you have a pet, you can share it with your pet too. Maybe I should think of the birds that I hear right now as companions, that we're all just enjoying this moment. I don't know if you can hear this on the recording, but this one bird has a lot to say. Maybe he wants to share his message too. Now I'm thinking of a quote by Henry David Thoreau. I went into the woods because I wished to live deliberately. And it's kind of funny because I went into the woods as well right now, because I deliberately chose to do this. And I think that's what it's all about, to live deliberately. How much more do we have to do every single day? Maybe the weight of the scale between doing and being is too much on the doing. We should equalize it a little bit with more of the being. There's so much joy you can derive from just being present. And at that point, you're not necessarily doing much of anything. You're still doing a lot, technically. You're breathing. Your metabolism is working. Here and there, you might have a thought. Emotions happen. That can all just be enjoyed. Emerson talks about this idea of the genius, that everyone has a genius, that you can listen to it, just listen to what it says and follow the plan accordingly, which is, this to say, follow yourself, because this genius is part of you, or is you. And this genius can change its mind from hour to hour, from day to day, year to year, and that's okay. You can contradict yourself. That's absolutely fine. You don't have to have things figured out and then live according to universal ideas or thoughts or morals or whatever. Not every moment is the same moment. Now, of course, he's not saying just do anything that comes to mind or anything that you feel like doing. But just really have a conversation with yourself, what it is that you want to do or, not do, or when you just want to be. I personally think that if people did this more, they wouldn't have these desires to do what we would generally call bad things. If you're okay with just sitting there enjoying nature, then why would you even try to steal someone's property, You realize that there's no point to that. I just really love that those ducks visited us. I just imagine that they were like, hey, he's been talking for a while. Sounds like a cool dude. Let's check it out. And then they decided, well, let's go somewhere else. We checked it out. You're okay as you are right now. You can say, no, who I am is not okay, this and that, but is who you are really the story that you tell people, or you tell yourself that is who you are? I am someone who makes videos and I like reading books. No, not necessarily. You don't have to say it like that. Another story that you can tell people is I'm part of an ecosystem, and these are generally the things I do, and I am affected by these things, and I affect these other things. You could even say there are no other things. It's also a story. It's just one thing. And in a way, all these stories, at least the stories that I mentioned, they are equally as plausible. When you really look into it, really look into the reasoning behind these different stories, they have equal plausibility. Suddenly I'm thinking of Thoreau saying it's not about what you look at, but it's about what you see. Other people just see some ducks and they think, oh, they're going to their nest because it's getting a little windy and now they're trying to get shelter or whatever. That's not less valuable than what I saw. Because the story I told about them just checking things out, it does something to me, you know? Or it is something to me. Or I am it. And that dictates my experience. I heard some people in the distance and I thought, oh, I hope they're not coming close here. I don't want them to mess up the recording. So I really felt this urge, like, oh, I need to stop the video. I need to stop recording before it's too late. And I'm thinking, I don't want to stop. And then another thought came, oh, how do I make a good end to the video? I don't know. Follow yourself.